Hey guys, it's Trailer Skills. Welcome back. Today is the day we do the April edition tier list, and I've created a new format on my own, so things have changed slightly from the previous tier list on how things will lay out, but I think it's for the better, and I think there's an opportunity for me to modify this to make it the best tier list you can find. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below. But right off the bat, I need to explain to you what is in front of you a little bit here. Top of the list, we're going to have God tier. These are the heroes that are just in a class of their own. They help pretty much every account in some way, some fashion to progress. Then we have top tier. These top tier heroes, guys, they're really good heroes. Maybe not used everywhere, but they're used in spots that really help that composition get over the hurdle. All right, guys, so as you can see here, mid tier has 2 rows. These rows are hopefully more in chronological order, top being the higher ones and the bottom being the lower ones. There may be some spots and components here that is not perfect, but I found out that there is a lot of heroes that fit this category of they're really good, but you may not be putting a ton of exclusive upgrades in them and they're not your primary choice. Down here we have the bottom tier. These are the heroes that I consider completely useless pretty much, that you really don't have many good things to use for them in the game. And I'll be honest with you, on my free-to-play account, I use several of them as food to get my account moving much faster than I would have otherwise. So first, guys, on the bottom tier, we have Ornn, Hercules, Omar, right? And Karma. These are not surprises whatsoever. Now, mid-tier, we'll talk about a couple of them as well. And I'm going to jump around here a little bit. We have Oak, right? We have Paluno, White, Liran, which Liran, guys, surprisingly enough, he is actually finding his way into some PvP compositions. Like I said, with so many updates and changes, things change drastically. I have Artist here in mid-tier, and arguably he could be higher than this, but we do have to find different places for all these heroes. And on my free-to-play account, I'm on day 16 right now. He has been the best frontline hero I have in the game, and he's going to be almost immortal already, and that's not going to change for a while. So Artist still has a place in this game, guys. He is very good. Don't overlook him if you're starting a new account. Nautilus, Nagrama, Kane, right? All amazing heroes that can find usefulness in certain parts of the game, but lack in other areas. Really, that's why they're in mid-tier. Okay, now moving up, we're going to take a look at who's in some of this top tier action here. Serena, absolutely amazing healer still. I'm really curious to see, guys, this new hero coming out. Is Serena get bumped down even more? Are they going to find a spot together? I'm really, really curious. I will be getting this hero on Thursday, and before my recruitment event even starts, I'm going to summon her. So I look forward to showcasing her as quickly as possible to get that information to some of these free-to-play players. But guys, based on her kit, we always can't go by this, but it sounds like she's going to be a must-have hero in that support role. Got some Bailey here, Emma, Preet, RISERRIS, and as you guys know, my free-to-play account, I do have RISERRIS at Immortal already, and she's absolutely carrying me. I'm on chapter like 25 right now in the campaign, and she is the sole reason why I'm still pushing. Her fear is actually really nice for a low-level account, so don't overlook this hero. A lot of us on the higher end of the content pretty much said she's only good for one place, and that's Disa Caves EX stages right now, but she is not terrible. She's just not as good as the God tier people, so she's finding herself at the bottom of this top tier. All right, Square and Hattie, Zeta, awesome hero. I can't wait to get her to Immortal. I think that she'll be absolutely devastating in PvP with this guy here, Pandemonium. I like him a lot. I've been debating getting him up to EX30, but I have yet to pull the trigger. We have Luke, right? We have Rickert, we have Ravenna. Now, these top heroes here, guys, they can be mixed around, I think, all the ways down to Bailey, depending on what you are doing in the game. But based on my experience, this is where I like to have them. All right, so moving to some mid-tier, all right, we got Bada, Rakana, Nafang, which Nafang is falling down little by little in my opinion. He is more of a Vanguard support more than a Vanguard tank or damage dealer, which makes it really difficult to get him into compositions that are outside of PvP. We got Senway, absolutely love this guy, does massive damage. He is really good. I got Old John, Guan Yu, which is finding his way into a lot of PvP right now, Orami, Taylor, Azina, all amazing heroes that also been finding their ways into these hunter compositions for DISA, Caves, EX1, 2, and 3, and I find that extremely important, so I have these ranked higher than maybe a lot of other people do on their tier list right now. Things may change, especially with Guild versus Guild coming out very soon. Really excited. It's going to shake up the tier list here for the May edition, so I look forward to making that one. It'll be like starting all over again in my mind. Botmark, Elvia, Muka, Oisa, Galaza, Frigor, Sorietta, wrapping up that first row of the mid tier. We have Boar down here, we have Randall, and Anaruda, right? The wrap up in the bottom tier, guys, Hypnosis, Murfiero, Xander, and of course, everyone's favorite, Langell. All right, guys, so this part I'm going to spend a little more time on. I'm going to showcase a couple different things that we have going on as well. First off, let's just pull up Sorvali. Absolutely critical for a lot of those top god tier heroes like Ampu. Still, a lot of the content needs a lot of summons, and she is that person that can fill that role extremely well. Muka would be the second in line, and Sorvali does provide some heals. Absolutely love the way that she synergizes with Ampu's Deer Explosion monster damage character. We have Mazrani, an absolute healing beast. I'm so curious to know, is he going to be dethroned or not by that new Hero Miranda? I'm really curious to find out more. We got Rez. I absolutely love Rez. I feel like he is the most underrated hero in the game. I think there's only a few people that like him as much as I do. I find right now that this guy just absolutely makes it into so many compositions in the game. I don't even know where to begin. All right, guys, so now we're getting down to what is left. We have Daniel, Ampu, Leo, Northion, who is going to be the god of the gods, and it's your boy, Northion. Now, Northion is the #1 hero in the game currently. He is dethroning Daniel, in my opinion. Daniel was used everywhere in the game. Northion is used in like 98% of the game. And he is so strong in all those other spots that Daniel has lost his place as the best hero in Eternal Evolutions. We have Ampu, absolutely amazing. There's Daniel coming up in second. And then, of course, Leo. Now, Leo, guys, he has been getting pushed down a little bit because of Northion. But if you do not have a Northion and you have a Leo, do not sleep on this guy. He'll absolutely fill that front line hero role easily. And he is really good. Do not hesitate to upgrade him. You never know when you can get a Northion. I really hope my free-to-play can get a Northion because it would progress the account drastically. And that is why Northion is the #1 hero in the game of Eternal Evolutions in the April edition tier list. And as you can see, guys, real fast, I want to point out a few things that I've done for my tier list. If you take a look here, we'll zoom in. Taking a look at these guys, we have hyper spelt out across, right? And what that means is they've been hyper evolved from level 120 out of 120. Like Leo here, you can see that he is not maxed out on hyper currently, but he is hyper evolved based on that image. He's yet to reach 120. Once he does, I just want to be able to cover that up, still use that same icon if possible, and to say he's hyper evolved. Now, what I will do is update eventually images when I can. Now that there's EX1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for those talent points, it is important to see those crystals. Like my Daniel with all the summons this past week, I actually have him up to 5 crystal, right? So he has EX5 for those talent points right now, and that'd be really good for everyone to see. In the top right corner of the player cards or the hero cards, in the top right corner of the hero cards, you see an icon now on some of them, and some of them do not. The red means I've EX30'd them. If it's yellow, I've EX20 of them. If it's purple, that's EX10. All right. Now, I feel like that's extremely valuable information because you may ask me a specific question about what I've experienced with that hero at the EX level they are currently at and whether or not I feel like I need to go further or did I make a mistake. Now, I'll tell you what, so far with RISERRIS, I have our EX30, I've regretted it. And with Emma, EX30, I've regretted it. Now, a quick update and change to the game, like the new hero synergizing with hunters, that may change everything completely, and they may be god tier next week. We don't know that, but at this moment in time, those are the only 2 heroes I've regretted going to EX30, and I don't know if I would have picked someone different, whether that would have been Pandemonium, whether that would have been Zeta, Ravenna, or Bailey. You know, there's a lot of good choices still out there, and I look forward to getting the new hero and testing her out and getting her up to EX30 to see if she is worth getting to that level or not as well. So I look forward to making that. So I really hope that later this week when I get that video, you get an opportunity to come in and take a look at the new Hero Miranda and see if she was worth all these resources to invest in her. And maybe you'll make decisions with your account that are a little more educated based on my experience. Hey guys, again, if you have any comments about the tier list or you feel like someone is misrepresented somewhere, please let me know. And also just remember, this tier list is based on the end game perspective. I do have another tier list that hopefully will be coming out here in a couple of weeks, which is the elite tier list. And that's more based on obviously the free to play earlier game, mid game experience. That way, you know, who do we evolve from that elite level without worrying about the SS characters at all. And it really does change what you look at. For example, you'll have Serena, Taylor up in the God tier list, and maybe even Old John up the God tier list, with someone like Botmark being up in the God tier list, right? So all these heroes may be shifting around on the elite list compared to the SSS. Triple S heroes are just so much stronger than the elite heroes that it's really hard for them to keep up. Serena may be one of the only exceptions in the game still, where you're using her routinely, choosing her. You don't have someone like Mazurani or something like that. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Again, thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.